Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavad-Gita, chapter number 3, text number 4. Krishna tells here, Nakarmanam anarambam naishkaramam purusho asnude nacha sanyasane deva siddhim samadhi gacchadi. Nakarmanam anarambam. Na karmanam means prescribed Vedic duties. Here karma is not denoting any kind of vikarmas, sinful activities. Here the karma is based on the injunctions given in the Shastra. Nakarmanam anarambam. If you do not begin that kind of injunctions, or if you do not believe in following the Vedic rules or the injunctions or instructions given by the superior authorities, including the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna, anarambam, without beginning it, naishkarmyam purusho asnude, you will not able to obtain freedom from reactions of your own actions, karma. So naishkarmyam, purusho asnude. Purusho means man or men in plural. Asnude means do not obtain, achieve. What? Freedom from karmic reactions. Nacha sanyasane deva. That means even by taking a renunciation, because you think the karma is too complicated, so let me take sannyas. But before you follow the rules and regulations and purify the heart fully, you cannot be freedom from reactions. But if you are not obtaining the freedom from reactions, how can you take sannyas? But there are people, some empirical philosophers, especially Shankarites are called empirical philosophers. As soon as a person goes, he would say, you take sannyas, then we will speak Vedanta. Then we will talk what you need to do. At some time, they were following that kind of procedures. So here, Krishna is telling us, without purification of the heart, one should not enter into that lifestyle, which is a complete renunciation. So the renunciation is not possible unless we are sufficiently purified in the heart. Siddhin samadhi gacchadi. Because he did not undergo a purificatory process, he cannot attains siddhi. Siddhi samadhi gacchadi. Samadhi means one who sits in the ultimate goal of life, completely absorbed in the Supreme Brahman, the personality of Godhead. So this is the synopsis of this verse. At present, what we are doing, we are just engaging in all kinds of karmic activities to get our bread and butter. Right? We haven't started ever spiritual life at all. What we have done is we go with our puja thali, some bananas and agarbatti and vetalai and pan and parag and all, to meet some gods. Then you ask the deity your needs and requirements, and he supplies you. And by supplying, you are comfortable and happy. That is what we think. So this is the way that we have organized our life. But as far as the Supreme Lord's instruction goes, we need to purify our heart by following the Vedic instructions. Vedic instructions are Varnashrama Dharma. You stick with your prescribed duties, professional services. At the same time, the Lord explains, if one cannot actually perform prescribed duties or Vedic injunctions, the best path is to adopt the chanting the holy name of the Lord. Chanting the holy name of the Lord can purify the heart. Instead of following all these multi-million instructions, which is very difficult for people, those who are not trained enough from the beginning of their life. Such people can take up the process of chanting the holy name of the Lord. That is what given for the human beings in this age of Kali Yuga. Simply chanting the holy name constantly, morning and evening, several malas of chanting, the heart gets purified. Chedo darpana marjanam bhava maha davagni nirvavanam. Not by going anywhere, such as all these pilgrimage sites and char dhams and all those things, would not actually purify as much as the holy name. Therefore, in the Shastra it is mentioned, Go Kodi Dhanam Grihane Kagasya. If you perform charity in Grahana time, Grahana means lunar or solar eclipse. This is the time which is auspicious to perform charity. By performing charity, you will purify. Go Kodi Dhanam Grihane Kagasya. Right? Kagasya means you actually give at the time of solar or lunar eclipse time. So much money you may have. You want to purify. Charity is the best possibility to purify the heart, especially giving to Vaishnavas and Brahmanas and qualified members of the society who are always engaged in the service of the Lord. That is the first thing. Prayaga Gangodaga Kalpavasa. You may one whole kalpa or several kalpas sit on the bank of the Ganges and meditate on the Supreme. Right? Prayaga Gangodaga Kalpavasa at Prayaga, not anywhere else, where the Ganga origins. Prayaga Gangodaga Kalpavasa. Yagyayudam Meru Suvarnadanam. At the Yagya time, right? While performing Yagya, you perform Meru Suvarnadanam. The Mount Meru is made of gold. You may actually give the whole Mount Meru, which means that you have tons of gold in your reservoir. So you just perform charity to the qualified people. So none of these things will be equal to the chanting of the holy name of the Lord. Govinda Kirtai na samam sadam sai. Chanting the holy name is so powerful. None of these things that you have given away or meditated upon will not be equal with the holy name of the Lord, which means chanting the holy name is actually the perfect self-realization program for the humanity at large. So this is the way that we can purify our heart. So that means every action we perform in this material world, it produces reactions only. That does not mean that we can walk away from performing actions. That also will not solve the problem. Nor it is allowed to take sannyas without sufficiently having a purified heart. So therefore, Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad-Gita explains the actions must be rendered for the satisfaction of the Supreme Lord, which do not produce reactions. So that is the actions that we have to do. So simply because of your entanglement, household responsibilities, many different reasons that you cannot adopt renunciation, but you can purify your karma by respecting, serving sadhus, Shastra, Guru, and Krishna. By doing that and chanting constantly, you will be able to purify. So, without purification, you cannot stop Yamaraja's advance towards you. It's not possible. So, Yamaraj can actually stop if our heart is actually purified. So, therefore, we need to chant the holy name, offer food that is cooked in Satuguna, to Lord Sri Krishna and worship Tulasi and read little bit of Bhagavad-Gita every day, maybe an hour also, or maybe two, and progress in spiritual life while you are in the household life. Otherwise, this household life is going to react and bring hell lot of problems for our future life. Attachment for money, and a Kamini and Kanjana. Kanjana means money, gold, wealth. Kamini means your dear girlfriends and wives and husband and all. So simply having this attachment for these two things, Kamini and Kanjana, we are not going to get any freedom from material existence. It's not at all possible. Therefore, Krishna says, start following the necessary purificatory activities instantly.